All right, what y'all been listening to? What you been listening to?
I actually been listening to Young Thug a little bit.
Yeah, which one?
His latest album. I don't know exactly what it's called, but
You
it
talking
has
about the slime season, slime
yeah,
flu, slime flu?
slime.
That shit was hard. I think it. Sorry. Yeah, Young Thug is a reliable listen. It's been a while since Young
Slime
Thug put out
language.
something that I didn't like. Yeah, this shit is hard. Slime Language too. Very, very good album. There's one song on there that has, I believe, ASAP Ferg on there. That is the shit to me. Slime Language. But go on. Go on.
Yeah, I've been listening to this song called Ski with Gunna on it. I really
Gun
like
is dope.
Gunna. That's like probably the only reason I be listening to Thug really, cause Gunna. I got a lot of Gunna in my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel like Gunna got overshadowed, even though he's really dope and he has like a real penchant for flows. I think he got overshadowed because he came out around the same time as like Lil Baby, and Lil
Yeah.
Baby is just like
Yeah.
god level type shit right now.
Yeah.
Um,
And Baby is connected to Drake, and they're
Yeah.
always dropping hits together.
but didn't they both kind of come under the wing of Thug? Gunna and
I'm not sure about Lil Baby. Maybe I'm not sure, but I know Gunna is definitely under the wing
Yeah.
of Thug.
all right, for sure.
So,
What about you, Av? What you been listening to?
Well, let's see. Honestly, just a lot of local artists. Pretty much the same shit I always do. So
Yeah.
I had Arthur Castro come in the weekend. We did this.
Shout out Arthur Castro.
There's a blackout, so we did this candlelight session with my computer that randomly had this other without I didn't plug in. So
Yeah, I
just
saw that picture
we
on
lit up a bunch of
Instagram.
candles and shit. From Russia with Drugs, DDot.
Thank you.
Listened to it twice on my Spotify.
Thank you.
Actually, probably the only thing I listened on
Sir.
Spotify this week was that. I listened to Meek Mill just because of that movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, that Rough Riders is at the end of it, so they're showing the real footage of the bikes. He's like, Rough Riders go! Like I love that shit. It's so good. It's just like a certain part of like my like 8-year-old heart like comes in play. It's just something about Anyway, yeah, that Lazy Suzanne working on her mix. It's a good local,
That's
great
the
local artist.
homie.
Yeah.
I like her.
Uh-huh.
I did a show for with them for their first EP release at the Museum of Human Achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
performed
played there. I
That's
performed
fun.
with them. That's how I met her.
I used to have a space. Oh, she had the same exact space. I just had it first
Word.
when they opened up before there was all those art spaces.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, shout out
listen.
Lazy Suzanne. Yeah,
It's
she's
fantastic.
cool. She's very cool. I like
really fun
I
to
like
work
her
with.
band. I like their whole little clique. Cool people. Word. That's dope. And thank you for the listens. All right. I take no pleasure in saying this, but I'm gonna say it. I listened to the new DMX album. And first, let me preface this by saying DMX was the first album I ever bought. It's Dark and Hell is Hot was the first album I ever bought with my own money. When I say my own money, I mean I was an 8-year-old and I skipped lunch at school for 2 weeks so I could buy that album. And it will always be one of my favorites. Flesh of My Flesh also. And then there was X, hit or miss for me. Great Depression, I love. Grand Champ, hit or miss. Year of the Dog Again started to really show signs of decline. And then that late era DMX stuff like Redemption of the Beast and Undisputed, I wasn't really into. Because it always seemed like DMX didn't really evolve his sound. Like he rested upon his laurels. And he said one time in an interview, somebody said, "What can we expect from this album?" He said, "Same shit If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that's a wrong attitude to take whenever you do something that is creative. I think that as an artist, the same way you as a person should, you need to evolve. You need to try different things, even if those things fail.
But
Whenever you do the same thing over and over again, eventually it's just like adding water to soda.
didn't he? So how did he pay for his first record? Did he rob? Was it he would rob or was it drugs?
This nigga's laughing. You did what you said? What?
Okay, I'm sorry.
How did he pay for his first album? He was signed to Def Jam.
Okay, but didn't he like pay for certain like, or was he just addicted to crack the whole first record? I forget what the fuck. There was something where he paid for his first record. I thought was selling drugs or something. I'm just saying you can't do some of this stuff without thinking about
the way that he would support himself was through some felonious things. But he had a record deal, and in the '90s he had a record deal. You know what I mean? So those were like, bigger upfront checks and shit like that. And he was signed to Rough Riders. They genuinely cared for him. They really made a lot of effort to take care of him.
All right, so do you think that he kept the same heart throughout the record? So like it's just he. As you tell me this, I almost think of like AC/DC as like they rocked and they just kind of kept rocking about the same level. No experimentation. The level
I think
of rocking.
that is a
They're
very
always going
good
to rock
example.
about an 8 or 9 out of 10. Just fucking rock. But were they really going to do something that's different than are they going to have? Like
I think that's a really good example. When I think about AC/DC, I think about a bunch of songs that sound the same. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to completely say that about DMX, but the sad truth is, as his career progressed, his music started to sound like worse versions of songs that he had already
like plagiarizing
done.
himself.
Right. But worse. Like adding water to a soda. Like,
adding ice to a
I've
beer.
drank most of this Coke. Let me add some water to it. And now it tastes like a watered down Coke. Mm. Do you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, this new album has moments where I'm like, oh, this is exactly what the fuck I wanted. Like the first song with the locks on it, great. Mm. But you notice whenever it gets to the DMX parts that he's having trouble staying on beat. He's having trouble with his breath control. And his voice sounds almost muted. And whenever you think about DMX, you think about loud, aggression, in your face, raw as fuck. And there are moments where it sounds like he was struggling to complete his bars. So there's a song on there. The best song I can think to exemplify this would be like Hood Blues with Griselda. It had West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, and Conway on it. They killed this shit over this really dusty sounding ill ass beat. And then it gets to DMX's verse. It starts hard as fuck. Sounds like chewing on nails. And then as it progresses, you start to hear him struggling to remain audible throughout the verse. And all I could really think was, oh, he's 50. And then at the end of the song, he's like, I'm not 50 years old for nothing. Even at the beginning of the song, his what sounds strained and pained. Like it was hard for him to muster. And so, as I listen to this album, I just wish that he had spent more time making those songs before he died. I think that Swiss Beats did as good of a job as he could compiling what he could. Like there's a song with Bono on there that sounds like they were trying to like make something like glittery.
Okay.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I kept coming back to throughout the whole album. This isn't bad, but it's not good. There are moments where I'm excited, and then by the end of the song, my excitement has tempered. And so, ultimately, I just came away from it very disappointed that that's like the ending of his legacy, and it's called Exodus.
Well,
Yeah.
if you spend your whole life grinding and doing like I guess in the way where he did the same shit, right? So he probably just like destroyed his voice and kind of attacked one kind of emotion as opposed to change.
Maybe.
It seems like if you're gonna just say, you know what I mean, like.
But then you
It's
look
like,
at
it's
some
like a
of
ball
his,
player, you'd have to like try different things and kind of evolve.
I
So
mean,
if he's trying to do
totally.
the same. Anyway,
Not everybody ages gracefully. You know what I mean?
how do you feel about LeBron?
He's aged very gracefully.
No, but it's just anyway. Okay.
We'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that.
But like, I look at like Jay-Z, same age.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, Jay-Z's even like a year older. Jay-Z's like 51.
Look what my homie posted. As soon as the game was over.
The Sixers.
real.
What happened?
That's real.
We're gonna cut back into it. Oh my god.
Kobe. Shout out R.I.P.
Disappointed.
R.I.P. to the Mamba, bro.
Disappointed
R.I.P.
Angel
to the Mamba.
Kobe.
R.I.P. to the
As
Mamba.
soon as the game ended, he posted that.
I mean,
was
that's
like,
a real,
bro.
that's a real
He
thing.
was
I don't
ready,
really
bro.
believe in the afterlife, but if it exists, that's probably what happened.
Wow.
But we will get to that.
Okay. Yeah, you're depressing me.
We were
So that's all. That's all I got
can we
to
get away
say.
from-
That's all I have to say about that. Blah.
I want to think there's a moment.
disappointed Kobe.
I was disappointed, Kobe, listening to the album.
Right. That's
feel
what
me?
you were. You was just like,
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go ahead and pause it right there. We'll take a little break, and then we'll get into some sports.